Hello, fellas and fellettes. I wouldn't try what I'm fixing to do at home because I'm an idiot. But I'm making apple chunks and I'm going to be very careful. I'm using an old Delta chop saw. Now when I get that short, I like to keep my digits. See, my digits. I like to keep those, so I'm going to do something different when I get to that point. But I'm cutting these, let's say for reference, about as wide as my hand right there. I'll probably split them at least in half or maybe even quarters. This is apple, guys. It's going to make some beautiful smoker wood. If you can see it, yeah, you can see me. I'm putting them in a Dollar General clothes basket. Plenty of air. As you can see, how straight these apple limbs are, limb wood. I'll tell you the backstory on this. The barn video I just put up, a couple of, this lady had an apple tree that was dying and she wanted it taken down. And another guy actually does her tree work. She found us through some other horse folks. But anyway, I said I'd like to have that apple tree, and I spoke to I know the man that's doing her tree work well. I spoke to him, he said yeah, it's fine. So she said cut it down and take what you want. Well, I did that. And that was just the beggar stuff. I mean, it's a massive apple tree as far as apple trees go. I didn't really know I was getting all this beautiful limb wood, which I'm happy about now, because I left it for Kenzie to grind up when he came and did the rest of her trees. Well, she went to cleaning that mess up because he hasn't gotten there yet, and there was no set time for him to come. And she decided to clean this up and burn the twigs. So I've got a bunch of this limb wood, and I don't know what else to do with it. I don't want to waste it. I do a lot of cooking myself. So we're just going to chop it into pieces. I think, just for safety purposes, I'll cut this one shorter to start. And if anybody's wondering the damage or danger level, it's about like sitting on a sweaty stick of dynamite and beating it with a hammer. That's about where we're at. Just for a good reference. This might be boring, guys, but I'm doing the best I can. Sometimes, I guess, things just work out. Because like I said, I had no intentions of getting this small limbwood. Zero intentions, actually. But I mean, I've got a 150 bed load of this stuff over there. Hold tight, let me show you, well, where it is. Got it right here. I mean, while we're doing dangerous stuff, we're just going to continue with more dangerous stuff. With this, what is this thing? MSA 120C small battery saw. I've had that thing for several years now. Nothing special about it. It's lightweight. I mean, it's just very lightweight. Weighs really nothing. More danger. Well, more danger if it'll work. Okay. For whatever reason, the battery was showing full charge and I cut a few sticks. We'll have to grab another battery, but we'll do that in a few minutes. I'll keep chopping for now. I have no idea what those chunks might be worth if I try to sell them. And I might try to sell a few, but I do a lot of cooking myself, so if they don't sell, I'll have a, well, until I run out of supply of applewood. They call these chop saws for a reason. See how I did that chopping action? No point in playing with it. Just cut it and be done. Just push it right on through it. Like I said, it's a really old saw. But it's amazing what it does. Now, we're going to get some. I'll definitely have to split these because look, that's big as my arm. Well, close. I got big arms, but it's a pretty good sized chunk of wood. Well, the fact that the old chainsaw isn't working, I'll de-limb these knots with this hatchet. Danger, danger. Like I said, guys, don't try this at home. Go over to your neighbors. Now, if you're wondering how I'm getting those uniform, well, I'm just good like that. Now, for example, see all these limbs that were coming off this limb? I'm going to have to work on that one. The chainsaw that has the dead battery in it. But I just don't feel comfortable trying to chop through that on the old Delta chop saw. Alright guys, I got this saw charged up. What I was going to show you is sometimes some of this gnarly stuff that will not go on that saw, you just need to cut it off with a saw. Safety first, of course. Slingshot, anyone? That's a big one. Now, I never said this saw was sharp. I do like my digits, so I'm not sticking them under there while that saw's turning. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let me show you what I'm turning this into. Just little smoker chunks. I'm going to have lots of them. Lots and lots and lots. I'm going to do this with some pecan and with some cherry. Because I do a lot of cooking myself personally. And like I say, if somebody asks for some of this, I might sell some. But that's not really my goal here as much as making me some while I have the opportunity to do so. Now right here is some apple wood that has been dried under shelter for about 2 years that I cook with. you can see the difference, but I think what I'll do is get the moisture meter and just see what the difference is between basically fresh cut and super dry that may not even read. Alright guys, when I got the moisture meter, I split this one in two pieces so we'll have a fresh test spot right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. 14.7%, which is, I thought it would have been drier than that. Well, amazingly, the fresh cut is 19.8. So, that's crazy. Now that piece has been outside here for days, and it has been rained on, but it hadn't rained. Well, let me back up. Yep, that got rained on day before yesterday, so that might have something to do with it. Let's test the other side. Let's see, where did I test that? I tested that one right there. Let's test it on this side and see where we're at. Still, oh, big limb out of my way. Still 12.7. But for smoker wood, you're trying to get the smoke and the flavor. A little moisture in smoker wood is excellent, in my opinion. Anyway, guys, I was just going to show you my little process with this old Delta saw here. This thing's, I don't know how old this thing is, but it's heavy duty. And it's not as nice as anything you buy today, but it's built way better than for literally chopping up limb wood. It's excellent. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.